Students, Year 10 Health, and it's finally time for our outcome task. Our first outcome task, a reminder, 3 outcome tasks within each term. Each of them gives you an S if it's completed to a satisfactory level. Once you've got those 3 S's, you've got your satisfactory for the first term of Year 10 Health, or term 3 that we're sitting in right now. And then we need to replicate that again in term 4 with our new learning. Essentially, we summarize the topics by giving you a task that shows your level of understanding of those topics. And then at the end of each term, you have a SAC where you can earn your score to really show what level of understanding you have, not just at a satisfactory standard, but also a score and numerical standard. Now, today's outcome task runs across Wednesday and Thursday's class. I've given you a heap of time, 150 minutes, and I really want a level of detail in this task that shows a satisfactory level of understanding. I'm not interested in one-word answers, one piece of data, and copy and paste. That is not what I'm looking for here. In health, part of the skill to move forward into VCE is to take data, to research information, and be able to put it in your own words. And what I'm actually going to be looking at is, what words have you chosen? Are you convincing in your statements that you make when I read something about the level of importance of what I'm reading in your words? So copy and paste of information shows you're able to find it and access it, but it doesn't show a level of understanding. And once you've got that level of understanding, we need a level of ability in convincing the reader of what you're actually saying. It's not something that we've practiced a lot of, so I'm not going to be very harsh when marking it at the moment, but I am going to provide feedback to you about how you're traveling. So the lesson plan's up on there, and the learning task is available for you. Outcome task 1, concepts of health and measurement of health status. Over in the resources, we're under week 3, and we're now down to this one here, health conditions research task. Now, I know that we haven't used this third and final one. That is just some additional work for those people that really want it that's there, but I'm looking for the health conditions research task. Just a very, very quick reminder that the concepts and dimensions of health and well-being and the measurements and indicators are all the knowledge that you should have when moving into this task. So here is the task. Now, this might look like any other research task, but as I said, it's in your level of answer that I'm going to really be able to see your understanding of the dimensions of health and how we measure it. So you've got 2 glossaries already, and in those 2 glossaries, those words should be coming through in your writing. So here's what you do. You need to research dementia. Now, if you just type dementia into Google and find out what it is, that's going to help you with the explanation. But it's not going to help you with which population it affects most. What is the data telling us for Australia and for the world? And those comparisons and trends. Is Australia on the same level with the dementia as the rest of the world or not? Common risks associated with it and management within it. This is an area in which I'd love to hear YLD, probably not YLL, unless that's part of the population that it affects. But in all of these boxes here within the row for dementia, I really want to see a level of understanding as to how it affects not just the physical health and well-being, but also mental, emotional, social, spiritual. Please show me an understanding of the 5 dimensions of health and all of the measurement factors, even though this task itself is actually just about the diseases and the burdens of disease. What I'm really wanting to read is that you have an understanding of all the stuff we've learned so far. So you work your way through. Now, don't forget, you've got 150 minutes, and there's only these 3 pages of about 10 different things to focus on. What I really am looking for in this, as I've said a few times, is a level of detail in your research and a level of language use that shows those glossary completions. If I'm getting a high level of language use, as well as the data and information you're presenting is correct, you'll be right on your way to get an S in this. I'm more than happy for you to email me progress after you complete one row and say, Mr. White, how am I tracking? And I'll actually give you some feedback and say, that's a great level of detail, or maybe change your wording here so as you go through each of the rows, your work is getting better and more succinct. Good luck. Email me to see if you need any help or anything like that. Otherwise, I'm totally available for you as we go through this. Enjoy.